Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Listen Doctor Radio bringing you guys a brand new show. Let's get it.
What's good, ladies and gents? This is the Listen Doctor Radio. I am your host of the show, the Listen Doctor. What's good, ladies and gentlemen, man? As you heard the song, we got a brand new show for you guys today. What's going on, man? What's good? What's good? What's good? Today's show is being sponsored by a young female friend of mine who's a fan of the Listen Doctor Radio. She sent me some information and she wanted me to do a piece or story on it. Shout out to the people that's on YouTube. If you're in the building on YouTube, say hello, hello, hello. I want to say hello to you as well. I see you in the building, G Nation. What up, G Nation? What's good? What's good, G Nation? I see you in the building. G Gang in the building, GG Gang. But yeah, what's good, ladies and gentlemen, man? We got the story. It's coming from a fan of mine who wanted me to talk about a story today. And I think it kind of flags a lot of people in the world right now when it comes to a lot of things that happen with kids. You know, I'm a big sponsor and a big person talking about men's rights and kids and giving back to the kids and making sure kids have what they need to prepare them for life. I'm a very good activist in that. I try to be a good person to talk about what kids need and the responsibilities of loving and treating and respecting our kids. In this story, man, she texted me this morning and let me know some things that happened and she wanted me to talk about them. So I say, what better way to do it than do a live show on it? For this show, her name would be Becky. Her name is going to be Becky. I'm not going to use her real name. Her name is going to be Becky in this story. And her mother's name is going to be Mary in this story. Mary and Becky. So the people who are watching this on YouTube, for the people who are watching this on Bigo, her name is Becky and Mary. So my friend Becky wanted me to talk about the story that happened to her a couple of days ago when she found out after 19 years that the man that she accused of raping her father, he actually didn't do it. Yeah, I said that. Her father, who was accused of raping her 19 years ago, he actually didn't do it. And she was told by her mom last week that her dad, who she believed raped her when she was 3 years old, he didn't do it. I'm sorry, I'm lying. She was 7 years old. I read it wrong. When she was 7 years old, he didn't do it. So, the story goes like this, ladies and gentlemen, for the people that's in the chat. If you can, hit that thumbs up button for me. Share the broadcast for me as well on YouTube. If you're on Bigo, send some gifts if you can. Tap the stream. All that good stuff matters, man. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you guys. If you can, go ahead and do that for me as well. If you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell for post notifications. And share the broadcast so everyone can get this show as well. Shout out to the people that's making way on YouTube. I see you. Shout out to the people that's making way over here on Bigo. What up, what up, what up? The story we're talking about right now is a young lady. And at this age now, I think she's 24 years old. She's 24 years old. What up, bro? What up, what up, what up? She's 24 years old. And she just found out that the man who belayed to rape her 19 years ago, he didn't do it. And that person is her father. So the story goes like this, if you guys would like to pay attention and check it out. Let's go ahead and read it. She writes me today or yesterday. She said, Doc, I would love for you to do my story. I'm so heartbroken right now because I believe The man who raped me 19 years ago did not. The man who raped me 19 years ago, my father, he did not do it. My mother just told me 2 weeks ago or last week that my dad, who I believe raped me, did not do it. She goes on to say, Doc, this has gave me so much emotions over me at the moment because for the 19 years of my dad being in prison, I have never saw or spoken to him. When I went to visit him, I couldn't even go into jail. I walked off. I haven't wrote him a letter in 19 years, but I'm now working with the Innocent program to try to get his conviction revoked. He was sentenced to 30 years in prison without a chance of parole. 30 years in prison, y'all, without a chance of parole. 30 years in prison without a chance of parole. She says, it has fucked over my world in so many ways, Doc. Hold on. Shout out to the people that's making your way in the building. I appreciate you guys for being in the building. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, hello, hello for the people that's making your way in the building. Let me go back to it because part of the article is gone. Shout out to the people making your way in the building. I see you guys. All right. So she said, yes, Doc, it has brought so many emotions because, like I said, I haven't saw my dad in 19 years. I had believed that he had raped me for all these years, and my mom came out and told me that it was untrue. Doc, why would she tell me that? Why would she make me believe that this man had raped me and touched me a long time ago? I'm so heartbroken. I didn't have my dad for my prom to help me. I didn't have my dad for my wedding to walk me down the aisle. I didn't have my dad when I had my first child. I didn't have my dad when I had my first fight with my boyfriend, my first ever boyfriend that I ever had, my first crush. I didn't have a dad to come home and tell that I had a crush on a guy in class and what to do. I didn't have a dad for any of those things. My dad was locked up in prison because my mom was so selfish and so heartbroken on hurting this man that she did not give me the proper, she did not tell me or give me the proper tools to even handle what was going on. She made me lie on stand and tell the court that my daddy raped me when I was 7 years old. Now I'm 24 years old, have been without my father for 19 years, majority of my life, and it's really, really hurtful. And she goes to say, can you talk about this story and get this story out here and other stories like this because it's so much that's happened since I last saw and spoke to my dad. It's going to be weird seeing him again, but I'm going to know that he's a free man for once in his life. Me and my mom is not on talking terms at the moment. I cannot speak to her because I still feel hurt and I still feel let down that she would lie and make me a part of her lie. Doc, I took a man's freedom away, my father, for 19 years. It was all a lie. Shout out to the people that's making your way in the building. If you guys are here, hello, 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 hello. You guys heard that. Shout out to the people that's making your way in the building. She basically put her dad in jail for 19 years, and it was all a lie. And that's what the story is going to be about today. And my job on trying to heal her and give her some guidance on how to be there for her dad once he does get released. And I have a story that's similar to that. So the title of the show is "Why Are So Many Women Lying?" Or so many women don't want to take responsibility for their actions or for the things that they do. Now, for the people, like I said on my last shows, for the people who always say not all, we always know it's not all. It's not every woman out there that's saying it. Because I know 1 or 3 women in this building or on YouTube or whatever might say that. I don't do that. I get it. I'm not talking about you. If it don't apply, it don't apply. I get it. But for the ones who are doing these terrible things, it does apply. Because I talk about men's rights and I talk about kids and I talk about the responsibility of putting the responsibility on a parent who bears those children. Because in this story that you're about to listen to and you're about to see is a mother who was having sex unprotected with a bunch of men and did not want to take responsibility. And it happened to be on this show that a lot of people watch called the Fraternity Court. I don't like the lady who runs the fraternity court because sometimes she doesn't give all the information that people need to know. But on this one, she got it right. She said everything she needed to hear. Everybody needed to hear, and I think it's important that other people hear this as well. Because like I said, in the United States of America, you have to have a license for everything, basically. You have to have a license to drive, a license to have the smoke. You have to have a license to drink. I feel like if I was president I feel like you should have the license to screw. You should have a license to screw. You should have to have a license to have a baby because 2 16-year-olds can have a baby. That 16-year-old boy is not ready to have a baby. He wants to go to college. My body, my choice. She has the right to have the baby. Put that boy who didn't want that baby in the court system because he don't want to be a father. You have a right to force him to be a father. She has the right to say, I don't want the child and get rid of it. He has no rights to keep it. I don't think that's fair. If he wants the baby and she doesn't, she can say, I don't want it. My right, my body, she can get rid of it. So it's not fair for men. And I'm one of them people who speak up on men's rights. I feel like me as a black men around the world have fought for y'all rights. Because in one point in life, women did not have any rights at all. We all knew that. Y'all couldn't vote. Y'all couldn't do nothing. Now y'all got equal pay. Now y'all got more rights than we got. And it's because a lot of men fought Martin Luther King, DMX. The list can goes on of people who fought for your rights. And I feel like now it's reversed. Men don't have any rights at all, and y'all have all the rights. That's what I feel. And it's been proven and proven. Because you know why? In this statement, she says her mom not even being charged. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you probably thought that was going to be a shocker. Her mom is not even being charged. She sent the man to jail, prisoned for 19 years, and she's not even being charged for taking a man's life away for 19 years. Is it fucking fair? Not at all. And I got another story that's going to show you, that's going to back up that story after this. Let's go ahead and get to the video of this story. I want you guys to pay attention to it. This is a story that happened a couple of months ago on Fraternity Court. This is real. This is not fake. This is not altered. This is a real story. Pay attention to it, please. Please pay attention to it and watch and listen. Give me you guys advice. Give me you guys opinion afterwards. You can go ahead and put it in the comment section if you would like. This is live on YouTube as well. So if you want to go ahead and put your comments in the comment section, I will read them at the end of the show. Let's go ahead and get it.
You may be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is the case of Kavanaugh versus Bowles and McElliott.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone.
Your Honor.
Ms. Kavanaugh, you and your mother are appearing in court today to prove paternity of your 3-week-old son, Malcolm.
Yes, Your Honor.
You claim his biological father is Mr. Bowles.
Yes, Your Honor.
Even though you admit to being intimate with another man, Mr. McElliott, during the window of conception.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, he's waiting outside of the courtroom, and he'll be joining us shortly. Mr. Bowles, you've never met baby Malcolm.
No, I haven't.
But you say you're sure you're not his biological father.
I'm positive I'm not.
So, Ms. Kavanaugh, I have to ask you, why are you sure Mr. Bowles is Malcolm's father?
Your Honor, I believe Mr. Bowles is my son's father. Even though we wasn't in a committed relationship, we had unprotected sex frequently. And he has not been around. He doesn't ask about my son. He probably didn't even know my son's name was Malcolm until now. And I'm just ready to prove that he is the father because my son doesn't have a voice.
Wait, pause. I'm gonna pause this. Are you seeing this? You seeing this? Okay. Cool. I'm gonna pause this several times in this video to point out a couple of things. Watch the oohs and the ahs of the crowd and watch the reaction to this man versus the reaction to her. Then I want you guys to pay attention that she said he probably didn't even know the baby's name was Malcolm until now. Newsflash. How the fuck would he find out the baby name if it wasn't for you telling him who the baby name was? It's not like he could call a hospital, hey, somebody just had a baby. What's the baby name? Like, that makes no sense, but okay, they oohed and ah because of that, because he didn't find out the baby's name. But if she didn't give the baby name, how the fuck would he find out the baby's name? But all right, cool. All right.
So I'm his voice.
There's one other person in question, and their sexual intimacy was only once, and with Mr. Bowles.
Well, ma'am, you seem to know more about it than she does.
Yeah,
so let me bring you on in here.
So you are
I'm
her mother,
her mom.
and I'm a good mother, and we have a close relationship, and she tells me everything.
That's great. I'm glad that you all are close. And now, Mr. Bowles, you say you seem to be certain that he's not. And if you've never had contact or you're not involved with the child, but you admit to having a sexual relationship with Miss Kavanaugh, how can you be so sure that you're not?
That's because when we first met the first night, we had sex within like 20 minutes of being in her house.
It wasn't within 20 minutes.
Then, like probably 3 weeks later, maybe 2 weeks later, I found like an open condom wrap in her bathroom.
Well,
I think she had already said that
just because
like, I was the only person she was having sex with. And so then I found
just
the wrap.
because I had sex with him on the first night doesn't mean I have sex with everybody on the first night. I actually cared for him and had feelings for him. We actually talked for a couple of years on Facebook before I even met him. So we had some type of connection. It wasn't just he came over one night and just we did it. And then the condom that he's talking about, it was my friend's that I worked with. Her and her boyfriend spent the night, and that was that.
She said she used it. She said it was with her ex.
I feel like, Your Honor, that he is just trying to justify the reason why he believes he is not the father.
But did you tell him that you used that condom with your ex? So that's not true.
No. I feel like he's just trying to justify his reason.
All right, so now you find out you're pregnant.
Yes.
When you find out, who do you tell?
Your Honor, I told him. I told Mr. Bowles. Because that's who I believed was the father. It was the right date, right conception time. But I did have one sexual encounter with Mr. McElliott. And it was only because I wanted to be in a serious relationship with Mr. Bowles. And I felt like he didn't respect me and didn't care about my feelings. So yes, I did have one encounter with Mr. McElliott, but I felt like I wanted to do that to make him jealous because I wanted him to see that somebody else wants me and maybe he would want me, which is a very immature and childish way of thinking. I now know that because it didn't work at all. I told both of them at the time that I found out that I was pregnant. I told both of them.
Well, I'm glad you understand the error of your ways because now you know. It takes a lot. That is why we're standing here today. You know, Mr. Bowles, I'm trying to understand your doubt fully.
And also, before she got pregnant, she actually lied about being pregnant maybe like some weeks before. She lied about it.
That is true. The way that I found out that I was truly pregnant with my son is because I was very childish when I was talking to Mr. Bowles. Like, I really cared about him, and I desperately wanted him to care about me because we were with each other basically every other night, if not every night. He was coming to my house. Like, he lived about 30 minutes away, worked about 30 minutes away, was always coming to see me. He gave me the wrong impression, really. So when I did childishly try to fake a pregnancy test, I went to the store, got a pregnancy test, was going to take 2 negatives, turn it into a positive. And when, yes,
Take 2 negatives and turn it into a positive.
yes, crack them open and turn them into a positive.
Oh, and put 2 of the lines together.
Yeah.
So you had a plan to pretend you were pregnant.
What up, people that's making their way in the building? What up, Tracy? I see you in the building. She was gonna fake a pregnancy test, y'all. She was gonna fake a pregnancy test to make this man believe that he was the father of this child, just to keep him. I want y'all guys to pay attention to that. Fake a pregnancy test to make him believe that he was the father. Now, I'm not a smart guy, maybe, but is that a crime? I think that's a crime, right? To fake a pregnancy test to make a guy believe that he's the father. It happens around the world, shockingly, and none of the women go to jail for it. None of the women, I repeat that, go to jail for it. Now, if I'm a man and I trick you to believe something, I can go to jail for it. No questions asked. Nobody sees anything wrong with that. We just gonna pretend that it's okay. It's okay for a woman who loves a man that much to pretend. All right, let's go.
Pregnant in order to keep him. And then what happened?
Well, I took both of the tests, Your Honor, and I went to go eat, and I came back and they were both positive.
Wow. Mr. Grissom, no cut and paste necessary.
No, yeah, it was very shocking. Like, when I was pretending to be pregnant or trying to be pregnant, I don't think I understand fully the responsibility that I do now.
Yes.
So,
Because it's a lot of responsibility, isn't it?
It's hard.
And I'm very proud of her. She's really stepped up.
So
I want y'all to. Oh, what up, Cerulli in the building? I see you, Tracy. Hey, Tracy is the woman that I was talking about. The story. That's the young lady who mother lied on her dad. For the people who's new here, Tracy is the one who I was talking about. Her mom lied on her dad and said her dad raped her at 19 years old. Come to find out, at 19 years ago, come to find out, her dad did not rape the little girl, his daughter, 19 years ago, and her dad been in jail for 19 years because the mom forced her to lie on her dad 19 years ago. She's the young lady that's in the chat right now. If you guys would like to say hello to her as well. This show was sponsored for her today. She the one that made all this show happen, and this shit's possible because of Tracy. So I appreciate you for coming through, Tracy. Even coming to give me your story. It took a lot of you to even give me your story and to put enough faith in me to realize that I would handle your story and do the right thing to it and do the right thing for you in it. Like I said, if we could talk after the show, it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna take a lot of time to get over it. You probably won't ever get over it. You probably will never forgive your mom, and that's your own right. You don't have to forgive her right away or ever. That's a lot. 19 years not being in your dad's life, not seeing your dad. You wasn't able to cry on your dad's shoulder. You wasn't able to tell your dad you got married. He wasn't able to walk you down the aisle. He wasn't able to be there when you had your first child. You named your child after your dad. That's a lot. So thank you for being here and enjoy this show, sweetheart. This is for you.
Mr. Bowles, when you heard about the pregnancy, were you excited?
Actually, at first I didn't believe her.
Okay.
And I did start to believe her. I wouldn't say I was excited. I was still being around.
Yes.
I knew that she was with other guys. And actually, I think there's more than just one other guy, because when I was at her house one time, and I spent the night in my car, somebody went in my car, and I thought she had something to do with it at first, but I don't think she did. But we kind of fell out. And I remember I was at the DMV getting my license, and she texted me talking about him with this other dude. It wasn't.
That was the last time we talked, Your Honor.
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell.
I just don't understand his reasoning. Like, he was acting like he was the father, but when I told him I wanted to be in a committed relationship, I said I don't want to have sex until we are in a committed relationship. I was just tired of it. I was done. I didn't want him to disrespect me anymore. I could be carrying your child and you just disrespect me. I told him I didn't want to have sex anymore until we're in a committed relationship. We fell asleep because I was tired. He wakes me up at 3 o'clock in the morning and tells me he's going to go have sex with another woman.
What?
Yeah, so
You wake her up to tell her that?
First of all, we was just friends, so I
So
can
just
leave and
because I
go
was asleep,
wherever.
that justifies what you did?
We wasn't together, so
Wait.
I can leave and go back to my house and
She
do whatever I
said she
want.
was the first one to blame him and say that justified what you did because we wasn't together. Yeah. If we not a couple, I can go where the fuck I please. I just drop you off some penis. You give me some vagina. I go about my business. We not a couple. I shouldn't have to tell you where I'm going. You thought in your head that we're a couple because you want me like that. I don't want you like that. But she tried to make him take responsibility, right? But watch us how she don't take responsibility. Let's go.
About the first month that I was pregnant. And yes, I did chase him out of my house because I don't see why you would disrespect a woman that may be carrying your child like that. Or any woman. Any woman. And that's the last time I talked to him. Or
Miss
seen him.
Kavanaugh, do you want to be with him so desperately that you just want him to be the father? Or do you truly believe in your heart he is your child's father?
Your Honor,
Because there's a difference.
yeah, it's a little bit of both. Like, I do still kind of have
Exactly.
feelings for Mr. Bowles, and I don't really know why. With Mr. McElliott, he actually told me he didn't want to do a DNA test, and he would actually sign the birth certificate and didn't care if he was the father and wanted to be with me. Even if he did that, I would still want my son to know who his true blood father is, because everybody deserves to know.
That's right. You know what? I think it's time we meet Mr. McElliott. Jerome, will you please escort him in?
I think he deserves a round of applause.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he's a great person. Yeah.
Pause. You see the mom up there. I love you too, sweetheart. You see the mom up there. The mom up there saying that the guy who walked in, the other guy who said he would want to be the father, even if he was not the father, he would want to sign the birth certificate and all that. She said he needs a round of applause and all this other good shit, right? He's a good man. But it's a twist, y'all. Let's watch it. I want to ask you guys. We call him, in the eyes of what I call people, he's a simp. That's what we call him. We call him a simp. You know what a simp is? It's a guy that'll let a woman push over him. It's a guy that'll let a woman take him for everything he owns. He's called a lame. You might call him a lame. You might call him whatever. Now, it's not saying that he's lame because he wants to take a father. He wants to take a responsibility of a child. That's not lame at all. No, that's not what Doc is saying. I wish a lot of men would take responsibility. But what I'm saying is, she has no responsibility if he does it then. Because guess what's going to happen? He's being the man. She's going to have to put him on child support. He's going to go on child support. What if they fall out? Then he has a baby that he's not legally his, that he's going to have to pay for the rest of his life. What that does to her, it teaches her no responsibility at all. It teaches her that she can keep sleeping with different men because another man's going to take the responsibility. That's what it teaches her. It doesn't give her the fucking knowledge to say, I need to stop doing what I'm doing. And the mom is trying to push it off like her daughter is just innocent as fuck. And that's untrue. Men from the age of a baby, we are being told from our daddies, from our uncles, from people in the neighborhood, from your mother, what we get told, men, if you're in a building. Man up. That's what we get told as a man. Man up. You better man the fuck up. You better step up. You a man. Why is no saying for a woman to man up, to women up? Nobody, we give women too many excuses in the book when it comes to pregnancy. But y'all got all the fucking rights. You got all the rights. You got everything. You got every form of fucking protection. Activeness. You don't want to stop fucking. Birth control. You don't want to take it. You got all these shots. You got all these pills. Only thing we got is condoms. Condoms do break, ladies and gentlemen. They break. If the fucking condom break, right, in the heat of the moment, both people should stop and say, let's put another one on. It's irresponsible for you not to, because you know you don't want to have a child. But it be so good, you just don't do it, and you go ahead and release your stuff, and it goes into her, thinking because she says she's on the plan B, or she's going to take the plan B, or she says, you put the fate in her hands to say, I'm going to take the plan B, or you put the fate in her hand because she tell you she's on birth control. I didn't have that happen to a couple of my brothers before. A female said, I'm on birth control. You can go ahead and do it. One of my brothers did it and had a baby 9 months. One of my brothers said, you know what? I'm good. It ain't that good for me to stay. I'm going to get out. And he left. But a lot of these dudes get caught and they do that. She got 4 kids. That's what Exactly. But I just want y'all to understand that women can get away with not taking responsibility for y'all actions. Not all, for the people who want to say it, not all. We know that. We already discussed that. But for the new people, not all women. I get it. You know your mama didn't do it. So since such mama didn't do it, you took the responsibility. I get it. But for the most part, these women out here do not take responsibility for shit they do. Let's go ahead and watch the story.
Hello, sir. State your name for the court.
Philip McElliott.
Mr. McElliott, thank you for joining us today.
Yes.
Please describe your relationship with Ms. Kavanaugh.
My relationship with Ms. Kavanaugh, I would say, is a very special one. Me and her, we met. I got her number. I called her that evening and offered her for a movie. We hooked up and went out to eat or something like that. But ever since,
So you took her on dates and courted her and treated her like a lady should be treated.
always.
Facts.
Good.
Facts.
So at some point she found out she was pregnant and she says that she told Mr. Bowles. How did you find out?
She sent me a picture of an ultrasound. I also have that with me.
You do? Let me see that, please. Thank you. Oh.
I looked at the ultrasound. She told me that the ultrasound actually resembled my mother. And I mean, I really couldn't understand how you can get facial features from an ultrasound, but
Well, you can, but regardless, the point is she was talking about the baby as if this child could be yours.
yes.
Well, as you look at Malcolm, who do you think he looks like?
I want to say Mr. Bowles, but you can't always go on looks. But I just have I have a feeling. I would, honestly, Your Honor, I would be very, very happy if it was Mr. McElliott because he.
Exactly. Cookie said it best. These kids are not asked to be here. Now she got these 2 men in the courtroom believing that this child in the middle is theirs. But I want you guys to pay attention to it. Watch immediately after she tells him to take responsibility. Immediately she doesn't.
he would be a good father. But I just don't know.
Do you feel like he looks like you or your mother?
I would say no.
How about you, Mr. Bowles? When you look at the picture of this handsome little fellow, do you see yourself?
I don't think so.
All right. So she said you agreed to sign the birth certificate.
I did. The stress was starting to get on me a little heavy. And I was certain that it was getting on her probably more. So I had came up with an ultimatum that I would sign the birth certificate. I would be the father of the child, and we would just scratch the DNA test and everything. I'll just pick up, and we'll be a family.
When you say the stress was weighing on you and it was weighing on her, was that the stress of you knowing that you may or may not be the father because you knew that it was a possibility that Mr. Bowles could be the father?
Yes, I would say.
She was honest with you about that.
To a certain extent, but it was enough.
Have you met
sure,
Malcolm and established a relationship?
No,
You have not.
not.
So what happened to the plan?
Somewhere along the line, things started to get a little bit off the track. But I believe that one thing that men had in common was the intention to really find out if I was the father or not. Or the same thing with Mr. Bowles here. But I believe there was a third party or something that was included in this.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's true, Your Honor.
Oh, nah, it's true.
Wait, y'all. She said she said it's a third party involved. The guy was like, no honor. It's a third party involved. And then she said, yeah, to the honor. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So now it's a third guy? It's a third guy.
That's true, Your
A
Honor.
third party?
Yes, Your Honor.
Please elaborate on the third party.
It was a very drunken night, and it was a one-night stand.
Do you remember whether you used protection or not?
No. That's why I think it may be another person, but I'm not quite sure.
That's something I don't understand. The men, like, you're having sex all over and you're intimate. I'm not.
It's not right for anybody.
Yeah, but when a girl does it, it's like, whoa, what about them? Like, it makes no sense. And it's not. It wasn't right for her to do it. But I just don't understand why people can.
Well, since we want to go to school, let me take you there.
Well, let's go.
This is the difference. This is the difference. And I want you to understand that. Because a lot of women feel like they want to compete with a man and these men are running all over the place. And it's wrong. It's wrong all day long. However, when you understand the basic biological fact.
Pause, y'all. Wait. No, I ain't look at it yet, sweetheart. I'm gonna check. But look, she said, I don't get it. The mom said, I don't get it. All these men can go around and have sex with whatever they want to have sex with, and we don't see no problem with it. But when a girl does it, we want to say, ooh, it's crazy. This is the one time that I like this black lady. I like this black judge. I don't like her like that really because she don't really give it to the women. She give it to the men. This is the one time that I actually saw her. I ain't watching in a while, but this is the one time that I actually saw her give it to women the right motherfucking way. Listen.
You get the difference. We, women, bear the children. Meaning, they can orbit in uncertainty indefinitely, not knowing whether or not they're the father, when we know for certain we're the mothers.
Yes.
And we are responsible. And that's the difference we have to teach our young girls. Do you understand? So yeah, we can run around and sleep with whomever we want to sleep with. But when it's time for the consequence, when you slept with more than one person, you set them in limbo.
Yeah. And the weight all lays right here.
I'm a woman too. I ain't young no more, but I wish. I am a woman as well. We have responsibilities to a child. Until we figure out who their father is, the child still got to eat. That's the difference. And that is what we need to tell our young girls so we are empowered to know the difference. You all running around here having sex like it's Ring Around the Rosie or something. It's not a game. This is about a person. So it's not about, us saying that it doesn't matter when men sleep around. Yes, it does matter.
Well, I just heard my daughter take responsibility. I believe that he should apologize.
He hasn't just been, look, I haven't been there through the pregnancy, but Miss Kavanaugh,
She tried to make this man apologize for not being there for the baby, y'all. I want y'all to pay attention. She wants this man to apologize after her daughter did not tell him about the baby. She lied and told this man that she was pregnant. She was going to get 2 fucking DNA tests and make him into 1 to prank him, to make him believe that she was pregnant. The test came out to be true on both of them. Then she finally told told him. Then she told the other guy that she was sleeping with. Who knows who the child dad could be now? Now it's a third party involved. And he supposed to apologize? Bitch, please. Let's go.
daughter learned was a very valuable lesson. A, pick and choose very wisely. Who you gonna lay down with, right? And look, you cannot make a man love you by trying to have his baby or trick him into having his baby.
Amen to that. You cannot make a man love you and tricking him to have your baby or to make him believe that you are pregnant. You cannot. He would never love you. He might think you love him. You might think he's going to love you, but he's going to resent you because you made him be a father and he did not want to be one. You have to pick the right motherfucking man. And a lot of these women don't pick the right man to sleep with. They just want to fuck with somebody because they look nice. He got handsome waves. He got the car. He got the money. He got the jewelry. He got the abs. He working with something. Whatever the thing is that comes in your mind, you want to do it. But you don't think about, is he a good father? Would he be a good father? Do he take care of his responsibilities? Would he beat on me? Would he cheat on me? That don't come into your brain when you picking a mate for your fucking child. When you picking a father for your child. It's all about looks. That's why I say women are the most superficial. When y'all get with us, you want us to love you for you. But you go out picking men who don't love you. You got a preference. Women got preference all the time. I don't date skinny men. I don't date fat men. I don't date black men. I don't date white men. I don't date Chinese men. I don't date men who wear glasses. I don't date men who smart, who nerds. I don't date men like that. I date hard rugged dudes. I date the dudes from the hood. I date the bad boy. Y'all got every excuse in the motherfucking book when it comes to what y'all want. But when we say we want a girl who's classy, we want a woman who respects herself, we want a woman who loves herself, we want a woman who takes care of herself, we asking for too much. We want a woman who don't give us an attitude as soon as we walk in the motherfucking door. We asking for too much. We don't want a woman who asks us who the fuck you on the phone with every 5 seconds. We asking for too much, right?
And all that. Look, these aren't lessons just that your daughter has to learn. These are lessons all women had to learn. I had to learn it. A lot of women in this courtroom had to learn it. You got to respect yourself enough to know. If he don't want you, leave him alone.
That's true, Your Honor.
That's it.
I've learned, Your Honor, I've learned to respect myself, but not only for myself, but for my son.
That's it. I think it's time for the results. Jerome?
Fact. Let's go. The motherfucking result. Let's go.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics and they read as follows.
This
Do
is
you
my
want to watch
favorite
paternity
part.
court on TV?
This is my favorite part, y'all. The results. Because the results tell a lot. Let's go.
Case of Kavanaugh v. Bowles McElliott, pertaining to whether Mr. Bowles or Mr. McElliott is the father of 3-week-old Malcolm Kavanaugh. Mr. McElliott, you are not his father.
The man who wanted to be the baby father, the man who said he would sign a paternity test and says his, he's not.
Mr. Bowles, you are not his father.
He's not either, y'all. And he's excited. And the crowd is shocked. He's not the father either. Both men who she claimed to be the father is not the motherfucking father. Do you think she take responsibility after this? Do you think she tells him sorry? That would be asking you to take responsibility that a lot of y'all don't want to do. It would make, because y'all don't have to take responsibility who grew up with brothers. Because I know I had sisters. They can do something and go tell my mama and I get in trouble for the shit they did. I had a girl that actually tell me I'm not supposed to take out trash. My dad told me that's a boy's job. So taking out trash is a boy's job, right? Okay. So as being a cop, that's a boy's job. That's a man's job. But you want to be a cop now, right? Okay. Fireman, that's a man's job. But you want to be a firewoman now, right? That tends to be a man's job. That's why it's called firemen, not firewoman. Firemen. Firemen, not firewoman, not policewoman. It's policemen. But y'all want all that shit. But when it comes to shit like taking out trash, that's a boy's job. Right? No responsibility. None at all. It's funny and laughable. It really is that y'all don't take responsibility for a lot of shit. But he's happy. He's excited not to be the father. And I will be too. Why would I want to be a father of a child, of a woman who's acting like this already? Let's go. Thank you for the gifts. Appreciate it.
I'm sorry.
Calm down.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to put you guys through all that.
I am hoping that you
Look at how body language. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to put you guys through that. I took school in body language. When she took her head and she put her head down, she did not tell the truth. She didn't care about putting them through that. She lied. Any body language person in the building, if you know body language, you would know she lied just now. She did not care about putting this man through the ringers. She told the untruth. She lied. She lied about both of them being a dad. None of them was a dad.
you still pursue Malcolm's biological father. Do you know who that is? Is it that third person or do you not know?
It's the third person.
Okay. Do you know where he is?
No, Your Honor.
But I want you to continue to try to find your child's father because it's important.
It is.
It's important for Malcolm, okay? Young men.
She lied again. Look at the smirk on her face. When she said, I don't know the father, she put her head down. If you don't believe me, go on YouTube and look up body language for yourself. When a person puts their head down after they say something, it is a lie. She does not know who the father is. You know why? Because she was out there hoeing. Instead of just saying, I was out there hoeing. She don't want to be looked at as a fucking slut. She don't want to be looked at like that. She want to look like she was innocent. But you actually were sleeping with different men. He said it. I slept with you minutes in meeting you, sweetheart. You didn't know if this man had HIV. You didn't know if this man had AIDS. You didn't know if this man had nothing. Minutes of meeting him, you sleep with him. And a baby get born months later, and now it's his. But now it's a third party, and you believe it to be his baby.
And you all got to button it up. Now, Mr. McElliott, I'm not really talking to you as much as I am speaking to Mr. Bowles. And I'm going to be honest with you, I was hoping Malcolm was not your child. Because you're not ready. You're not ready. But when you're not ready to raise a person, then you should not be engaging in the actions that produce people. And with that said, court is adjourned.
When you're not ready, you should not be in the actions who produce people. And I'm for that, Judge. I am for that. I believe a president should make a law. If you cannot, because they already started doing it in some places. If you don't have the requirements to take that baby home when the babies get ready to leave, you cannot take that baby home. It immediately goes to foster care until you can find the things to take care of that baby. Oh, appreciate it. It goes to the foster care people and they figure out what to do with that baby. It goes to the foster care people and they find out what to do with that baby. I believe that should be a law permanently around the world. Because a lot of these men are having kids and they're not ready for the kid. But you force them to be a parent because you want to keep them. And she took no responsibility to do this whole case. And I feel like it is criminally wrong for her mom to sit up there and make her believe and make the audience believe that she was just this perfect female. When the mama found out that both guys were not the father, the mother of this lady didn't go back and say, I'm sorry. The mother of this lady who was being a slut, she didn't go back and say, you know what? I am sorry for what I said. I'm 100% sorry, man. I'm sorry that I made y'all believe that my daughter was telling the truth. I'm sorry that I was taking my daughter's side. She lied. None of y'all the father. The mom didn't do it. Yeah, y'all conversate with each other. Y'all talk, man. Mommy is Tracy. Mommy is very good with the therapy things as well. She's a therapist as well. She's very good in helping people. You can go to her and talk to her about anything. She'll keep your secrets. She'll keep whatever you gotta say. Confidentiality. She's very good in that. She's my sidekick. You know, we partners in this shit. You know, anything we have people on we've loved very, very hard. And that's kind of our gift and curse. We kind of love too hard and we get messed over a lot. But we still go out there and keep going. Bonnie and Clyde, straight up. We still go out there and keep going. We love helping people. So you can go to Cookie for anything, you know. Go to Cookie her name is Cookie. ID number Cookie Baby. You go to her and talk to her and yeah. Y'all conversate with each other, man. She met one of my friends, Beautiful Chaos. And her and Beautiful Chaos, they kind of got they clicked it soon they met each other. You know, and Beautiful Chaos said to tell you thank you, Cookie. She said to tell the whole family thank you for last night. She really needed that. And she's considering, she said something about considering the family. I don't know what that means, but she said you kind of woke her over on it. And for Beautiful Chaos to say that, because she don't really trust nobody. y'all really did a lot, and I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all because y'all made her feel welcome. Y'all made her feel calm, and I was not there all the way to figure out what was going on, and y'all did it. So thank y'all for that, man. Thank the whole family because she told me what was happening, and that's tough to lose your husband for a whole year. That's gonna be very, very tough, man. That's gonna be very, very fucking tough for her. She's been with that man to the hip for a long time, and when they was in the army, they were together. So yeah, I was right. You was talking to him, right, right, right. She told me. She told me. I didn't see a lot of the things because I was banned. I got banned last night, but yeah. She told me. And I appreciate y'all. I really do. I appreciate y'all for that. This next story we're gonna watch, y'all. This one is talking about the same situation. Uh, and this is basically a man who went to jail for rape, and he didn't do the crime. And I'm trying to get him on my show. I'm trying to get him to come on my show. I wrote him something. Oh, I'm gonna do this one first. Of my exposing women who don't want to take responsibility because Cookie's here. I know you about to be angry, Cookie, because it's something that happens that somebody did, and I'm angry because my mother had this shit, and it angered me when I saw it. And Tracy sent these stories to me, so shout out to Tracy. Let's go ahead and watch this because it's crazy what some people would do for money. It is crazy what some people would do for money. And I got an update on all these stories. Check them out.
It was the kind of feel-good story that warms your heart.
I got an update on all these stories. Check them out, y'all.
It was the kind of feel-good story that warms your heart. Jessica Ann Smith, a mother and fitness buff, said she was battling cancer at just 32 years old, but was rallying support, encouraging friends and family to hashtag Fight Like a Jessica. With medical bills piling up, supporters answered the call, raising over $10,000 on GoFundMe and Facebook to help.
People are coming out of the woodworks to help, which is, will restore anyone's faith in humanity.
But investigators say it was all a lie, perpetuated by Smith to dupe Good Samaritans into giving her money for a disease they say she didn't have, a hoax that led to her arrest.
She made people believe that she had a very serious cancer diagnosis. The fact is, she didn't have cancer.
It started in June when Smith told friends she was facing a mountain of medical bills while battling colon cancer, detailing her recovery on social media. Donations started pouring in.
So the sad part of these type of GoFund or fundraising website scams and cases is that they are preying upon people's hearts in the most sad and vulnerable ways. And because of our charitability, we become the biggest targets for this type of charges and cases.
I actually have some chemo burns right now.
Her story gained added attention in July.
I'll be looking forward to posting that information.
When Smith was invited to speak about her diagnosis on the podcast, The Ever-Evolving Truth.
The doctor is taking my history as he's looking at my blood work, and he's like, I really think you have colon cancer.
Jeff Berg and Terry Coleman are the hosts of the podcast.
Honestly, the whole interview seemed off from the very beginning. She was kind of going through a cancer checklist. She was feeling sick. She was taking off of work because of her illness. She was going through this checklist, and it was almost too perfect.
She was very nondescript with her treatment, her diagnosis, and just used very vague language.
Online, people started to question Smith's story.
People have tried to say I'm scamming people. If anyone straight up came up to me and was like, I think you're faking this, I literally would say, okay, you're coming to chemo with me on Monday.
She reappeared on the podcast 4 days later, taking aim at the people accusing her of lying.
Here is my fitness for duty form with the word cancer on it.
Smith stood by her story, but what she didn't know was that police were already investigating after they say her own husband came forward telling them he did not believe his wife had cancer.
Her second interview is really where it kind of derailed. We didn't know exactly how we were going to.
Her own husband came forward, y'all. Her own husband came forward. If you had a thing just calling cancer, you know you're right. Exactly. Her own husband came forward and said she was lying. But I want y'all to pay attention, y'all, because I got an update on all these stories. I got an update.
Going to find it all the time, but we were definitely like, I can't believe that she's actually doing this.
According to police, Jessica's story began to unravel. They say her doctor told them those photos, which she claimed showed her receiving chemotherapy, was not chemotherapy at all, but an iron infusion for anemia. Even worse, when they tried to verify her claims of having surgery, investigators say they were told the doctor Smith claimed operated on her wasn't even in the hospital at the time, and that Smith was never a patient.
Jessica's worst enemy is herself. On a number of occasions, she went out to the media proclaiming the sickness of this very rare hereditary colon cancer. Her statements are going to be those blaming things against her in this trial.
While crowdsourcing websites have raised billions for noble causes around the world, Smith is not the first person accused of taking advantage of people's goodwill.
She's in intestinal failure, and we don't know how much longer she has.
Colorado mom Kelly Renee Turner's bucket list for her terminally ill daughter went viral in 2017. Her story even made its way to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. 7-year-old Olivia Gaunt died from what her mother claimed was a rare disease, but authorities now say it was all a lie.
The first child dies, the mother then induces illness on yet another child so she can continue this fraud, continue getting attention.
Turner was indicted on 2 counts of murder and 11 other charges, including receiving fraudulent Medicaid payments of more than $500,000 and theft associated with a GoFundMe account. Her case is pending.
I was driving down 95 and ran out of gas, so I pulled over to the side of the road.
And last year, Kate McClure's seemingly heartwarming story went viral. She said she was stranded on the outskirts of Philadelphia when homeless veteran Johnny Bobbitt Jr. spent his last $20 to buy her gas.
You know, she needed the help. She took the help.
With the title Paying It Forward, the GoFundMe page, coordinated by McClure and her then boyfriend, Mark D'Amico, raised more than $400,000.
It's like winning the lottery.
But the ruse unraveled in a shocking twist.
The entire campaign was predicated on a lie.
Authorities say it was all a coordinated scam from the start. The cover photo on the page, staged. They say all 3 were in on the elaborate hoax.
D'Amico, McClure, and Bobbitt conspired to pass off a fake, feel-good story that would compel donors to contribute to their cause.
McClure and Bobbitt both pled guilty in federal court. D'Amico has pleaded not guilty.
It's a shame because those 3 people really ruined it for people who really need the help.
In her podcast interview, Jessica Smith criticizes the trio, blaming them for making life difficult for people who actually need to raise money.
They had to refund all those people.
But soon, it was Smith's fundraisers owing refunds, as both her GoFundMe and her Facebook...
Pause. What I told y'all, women, they don't really like taking responsibility. She said those people were wrong because they make people like me who really need the help look like we are lying. That's what she said. Right?
Facebook efforts were shut down. Facebook tells ABC News that the fundraiser violated their terms and that refunds will be processed for all donors. And a GoFundMe spokesperson tells us they are working with law enforcement and they also will refund all donors. Meanwhile, Smith is facing separate charges in Delaware for identity theft and criminal impersonation of a law enforcement officer.
She took advantage of people's generosity and everyone's worst fear of a cancer diagnosis to get money for herself.
For Nightline, I'm Diane Macedo in New York.
I got an update. This young lady, she looks fairly nice. She looked like she looked fairly nice. She looked like any woman that you would want to probably just, give to because she had cancer. Do you know she has 8 different cases in 8 different states on her? Do you know she was prosecuted? She fled from New York City and moved and met a man and married this man. She took this man for over 50 grand in 1 year. Was giving the money to her husband that she was still married to in Cancun. Was sending money to him in Cancun. She made a story that she had cancer. Colon cancer. That a lot of men die from. That a lot of people die from every year. Did she have to take responsibility for it in 8 different states? Do you know she only served a year in prison? She served a year in prison. If I did that, if I done that, I had a GoFundMe that I try to raise money for my business. I only got about $300 donated. I had a GoFundMe to raise money for my surgery that I was getting ready to prepare for. Nobody donated. Nobody felt like it was cool. Nobody donated it. I had people saying you scamming. This female was able to raise and she's not the only one. You saw all the stories.
Mother and fitness buff said she was battling cancer at just 32 years old, but was rallying support, encouraging friends and family to hashtag Fight Like a Jessica. With medical bills piling up, supporters answered the call, raising over $10,000 on GoFundMe and Facebook to help. People are coming
over $10,000 for a lie. Where my mom battled cancer and died 4 years after catching it. Cookie suffering from cancer. It is something that flags
out of the woodwork
a lot of
to help,
people's families, bro.
And
this lady sat up here and lied and lied and lied. And lied, bro. That's one of the reasons why my mama never put a GoFundMe up there. We kept telling my mom, put a GoFundMe up there. People will help you. She will always say, I don't want to do that, Jermaine. Because if I do that, people are going to start thinking that I'm lying. I don't want to ask people for help. My mama battled and battled and battled. It was times my mama couldn't go grocery shopping. It was times my mama couldn't walk. It was time my mama couldn't get out the motherfucking bed. It was time that she was crying on the phone with me, just saying, I wish God would take this pain away from me. My mama gave up on religion. She stopped going to church. This female lied about having cancer. And did she serve any jail time? She served a year, y'all. But guess what? She only served 6 motherfucking months. 4 of the months she had to do community service. Community service. You took the money from all these people, bruh. She didn't have to pay it back. Facebook and the GoFundMe paid it back. Where's the responsibility in that? If that was a motherfucking man, he would have to, man, please. We gotta take responsibility for everything we do. You get pregnant, I gotta take responsibility for it. I do, not you. I, as a fucking man, cause we men, cause we men, cause we men. Women don't gotta take responsibility for nothing y'all do. Nothing. Y'all always got somebody to lie to. You always got somebody to cry to. What? You always got somebody to cry to. You always got somebody to lean on. Men don't have that. We get told to man up. That's what we get told. Man up. Man up. Man up. I'm tired of hearing that shit. Men don't never have to, we don't never have somebody to say, oh, maybe he was depressed. Maybe he cheated because maybe he didn't feel good about himself. When we get caught cheating, we gotta take responsibility for it. We gotta take responsibility for it. Women get caught cheating, they got their girlfriends in their ear. Maybe he was cheating in the first place, girl. He wasn't no good anyway, girl. You deserve better, girl. Men don't have that. We don't have that. We don't have that. We get called a fucking dog. We get called a dog. We get called a fucking dog. This girl, Tracy, her dad spent 19 years in prison. And I'm going to give y'all an update on that. First, her mom had to do no jail time. No jail time. No motherfucking jail time. This man spent 19 motherfucking years in prison. 19 years. And why he was locked up, can I tell him, Tracy? Can I tell him, Tracy? I hope she here. Why he was locked up? He was raped 6 fucking times. He was raped 6 times. 6. Over a motherfucking lie. Over a fucking lie. And the man do not have to go to prison. Is that fucking fair? This story right here. This story right here happened a couple of weeks ago. And when it first broke, I did a story on it. And a lot of people thought I was tripping about what I said. Because if you would have saw this story, the way the news put this story on TV, you would have thought the people, they were wrong for what they did. I'm going to show you the story that the news showed, and I'm going to show you the real video of what actually happened. This is what the news showed, and this is what the news said on their channels. And anybody that don't know what corporate news is where the news stations, hello to the people that's making your way in the building, what up, Kay? The news stations run with the report. So if I'm a news reporter and I say 3 black men was murdered today, the other news reporter just bite off of that and say 3 black men were murdered today. They all use the same shit. If you would have saw this news report, shout out to the people that in the building, what up, appreciate you for being here, what up. If you would have saw this news report, you would have felt like these white people were wrong and they deserve to go to jail. But I'm going to show you the real story. Check it out.
A white husband and a wife face felony assault charges after she was caught on video pointing a gun at a black woman during an argument.
Hold on. Now I want y'all to know these stations are saying a white husband, a white husband, and a white wife. They not saying a couple. They want y'all to know the race of these people.
DeKelvia Hill says the confrontation broke out after Jillian Wissenberg bumped into her teenage daughter in a parking lot near Detroit. During the dispute, the 32-year-old jumped into her car and pulled out a handgun. Wissenberg later told police she feared for her life over what she says were threatening comments to her and her husband. Deputies arrested the couple shortly after the incident and seized 2 handguns, which the Wissenbergs had licenses to carry.
Y'all saw that? Y'all saw that, right? Now, if you watching this news story and you come across your TV, you automatically think, what are these white people pulling this gun on the people for? The black people didn't do nothing to get the gun pulled on them, right? That's what you could be thinking, right? That's what you could be thinking. Why they have to pull a gun on these people? Now, this is the full story of what actually happened. And do you know these people are going to jail? But this is why I say, I don't, as a black man right now, you might get mad about it. Appreciate you for becoming a fan. Thank you. I've been doing this shit for almost 9 years now. I don't support Black Lives Matters. I don't. The reason why I do not support Black Lives Matters, because when we kill each other in the hood, nobody blackballed and say anything about it. Nobody blackballed in March, because guess what? All last week, these black young kids were being murdered around the world. I did the stories. You can go on YouTube and check them out. Nobody did any protests. Even the mayor of Atlanta had to come out and say, this is crazy now. A fucking baby was murdered by blacks. Nobody went out and marched, but y'all want to protest against the cops of Atlanta because another cop in another state murdered somebody, George Floyd. Now every cop around the world has to be a bad person, but soon something happens to black folks, who they call? The motherfucking cops. So that's why I don't support Black Lives Matters. Let's get that out the way. Now this is the real story of what really happened. Check this video out. That the news didn't show.
Wants to violate a 15-year-old. No, I'm asking the question. She's a child. Wants to violate a 15-year-old. No, I'm asking the question. She's a child. So if she did something wrong, she needs to apologize. This ignorant woman bumped into a 15-year-old. Correct? And you're on camera. Okay. You're feeling great. Okay, well go ahead. No, Mom. I'm not this. You're blocking me from getting No, we weren't. No, we weren't. No, we weren't. You're ignorant. She's ignorant.
Pay attention. Please pay attention to this, y'all. Pay attention to this, people that's on YouTube. The 15-year-old that you're hearing is a 15-year-old. Now, I came from old school. I'm an 80s babies. My mother, who's not living anymore, she's not biologically my mother. She adopted me. But that lady would have slapped me across the fucking face and would have told me to go by your business. I'm going to talk to this lady. We are an adult. Stay in a child's place. But the black mother, sister, since I'm going to put the race in it, since Cerulli, please, bro, watch this video right quick, Cerulli. He's my brother in real life. He can tell you, our mama would have slapped the fuck out of us if this would have happened in person. Because first of all, she don't want to feel embarrassed. She wouldn't want us to embarrass her in person. But since the news station put the race in, I'm gonna bring race in. Since the news brought race in, this black woman, listen to this story. This black woman didn't shut her daughter up and tell her daughter to shut up, be quiet, grown ups are talking. But this is what this 15-year-old child was able to do to a grown woman.
She's a child. So she did something wrong. She needs to apologize. This ignorant woman bumped into a 15-year-old, correct? And you're on camera. Okay. You're feeling great. Okay, well, go ahead. No, Mom. I got this. You're blocking me from getting No, we weren't. No, we weren't. No, we weren't. You're ignorant. She's ignorant. She's very ignorant. Yeah, I said you say I beat your ass.
Wait, she said, I beat your ass, you dumbass bitch. And then when the husband was defending his wife, she said, if you say something, I beat your white ass too. Cerulli, you in the building. If Tammy was alive and we were staying in Tammy's house and we had an argument with a couple that was going inside of a business and you bumped into her or she bumped into you, would Tammy let you sit up there and talk like that? Because Tammy would have slapped the fuck out of me and said, go in that car. I'm going to handle this. That's a real mother. That's a real mother. Not let me talk to an adult like that. Right? Now the black woman is so big and bad now because this doesn't happen. But this has happened next. Check it out.
Oh my, you will. Do something. Please do something. Do something. Please.
Who the fuck do you think you are?
Who I think you are.
You told her he did nothing.
Yeah, I did. No, you didn't. You're very racist and ignorant.
You're racist because you're
No, you bumped it. She bumped it too. White people racist. You cannot just walk around calling white people racist. This is not that. Why would you bump her? White people are racist. Why would you bump her? I care about you. I care about you. And I'm sorry if you. Why did you say sorry? You bumped into her. Why did you say sorry? No one is racist. I'm sorry if you had something like that. Ignorant. Very. Mom, what?
She got behind this lady's car as the daughter's going into the place, still standing there arguing with the lady. The husband and wife got in their car, was getting ready to leave. This black lady got in behind her car and she pulling out and said, you try to hit me? What? She is refusing to let them leave. She hits her car. She jumps out with the gun like she was supposed to because she has a license to carry. Now they want to act like victims.
Get away. Hold it down. Call him. I'm telling you. Call the cops. Get the license plate. Get the license plate. Now. You were mad about him with the damn car. Oh my God. Call Richard back up to the police. Call Richard back up.
Wait. Call Richard back up here, the police. That's what she just said? I thought it was fuck police officers. Maybe I'm stupid, y'all. I thought it was fuck the cops. I thought it was fuck 911. I thought it was fuck the pigs. I thought it was fuck 12. Now you calling for the cops. Black people are the most hypocritical motherfucking people in the world, and I'm one of them. We are hypocritical. We don't even understand what we just said. You just said call the cops.
I got it. Don't you fucking jump behind my car.
All that fake ass screaming. The lady didn't even pull a fucking trigger yet. She didn't even pull the trigger. She just pointed it at him and said, move from behind my car. The white lady who did this, she is pregnant. She is 8 months pregnant at the time. One of the things that she do not want to do is to harm her child. So what she did is what anybody in their right mind would do. You trying to stop me from leaving? I'm going to pull my fucking gun out. She kept telling them, if you think I did something wrong to you, call the cops. They wouldn't call. They wanted this reaction. Do you know?
Get the fuck back! Back the fuck up! Elon, somebody yes. Mom, stop walking! These ladies, bro, they so racist. They will go to my mama, both of them. It was a white lady and a white man.
Did y'all hear that? Did you hear that? For the people that's on here on YouTube, did you hear that? They pulled the gun out. They pulled the gun out. These two white folks pulled the gun out of my mom and they're so racist. Why are they so racist? Do you know those two couples was charged? Their guns were seized by the cops. They're being charged. And I don't think it's fair. But black folks have the world on edge. A white person can't go in a place without being called racist. And I fight for white people because I'm black and I know how I felt growing up when nobody fought for us. And I'm black, but I have white folks in my family. I have a cousin of mine who's actually white. I have a blood cousin who's actually white. And I don't want my cousin to have to grow up in the world where he's being called the racist every 5 seconds. He has brothers who's darker than me. Blood brothers, same mom, same dad. It just so happened he's pure white. He's pure white. White as snow. But his mom and dad is black. His dad is white and black. It is sad that the world is like this. And as black folks, we out cheering that this is happening to white folks. We out happy that this is happening to white folks. But just years ago, we were depressed. We were angry that white folks were making us feel less than. We were angry that white folks was making us feel disrespectful. But now we are doing the same thing to them. I have people in my family who are in law enforcement. I have a cousin who's in law enforcement. I have an auntie who's in law enforcement. My daddy was a law enforcement and in the army. I'd be damned if I let that happen to one of my aunties or somebody that's a cop. And I joked about it before on my show. As a kid, I wanted to be a cop. But I had brothers, I had cousins tell me, after me telling them I wanted to be a cop, we joked around and said, oh, you want to be a cop? You wanted to be a pig? You wanted to be a rat? We believe being a cop is bad. We believe in the black community being a cop is something less than. We don't get told as a kid we can be anything we want to be. We get told to be a rapper. We get told to be a football player, a basketball player, an athlete. We don't tell our kids they can be anything they want to be. And that's what's sad. And the mother should have told her daughter, get the fuck back. The news station is wrong. They didn't even play the whole story. They didn't even play the whole story. Now, if you can say those white folks were wrong, shame on you. She was looking at her well-being. These are two black women, and she know how they act. These are two black women who try to attack her, would not let her get into her car. She said, I'm sorry if you think I did something to you. I didn't mean it that way. I wasn't trying to bump your daughter. They wouldn't let that lady go. It's sad. Black folks are hating white folks right now. One of the things that y'all don't want to do is separate from white folks. Martin Luther King gave us that right? That man is in his grave rolling. He's rolling in his grave. Martin Luther King and all these other activists, all our black leaders died for black and whites to be one united. And we treat white folks bad. We treat them bad. We openly racist to them. We can call them cracker. The moment they say nigga, we want to fight. If we gonna be equal rights, we gotta be equal rights. We gotta be all over the fucking board. I stand up for any race. I stand up for every motherfucking race. Don't matter if you Chinese, black, Mexican, blue, purple. I don't give no fucks. I stand up for you because I wish I had somebody to stand up for me when I was being teased. As a black male, I have never been called a nigga by nobody white. I've been called a nigga by my own black folks, though. I've never been called that by anybody white. But what y'all ain't doing is telling the world, y'all have all the power right now, black folks. Y'all can literally say, give us our own country. We want half of the United States of America. Fuck the reparations. We ain't gonna get it. It's a dream. We'll never get it. It's been years and we still ain't get it. It ain't fair because the Jews got their reparations. Nick Cannon. I'm going to do that story tomorrow. Nick Cannon, the guy you're wilding out, the one who made Wildin' Out. He got fired from his show, Wildin' Out, because he said something about a Jew. He was saying all kind of hot shit towards white folks. They fired him, and they made him give an apology to Jews. You can't say nothing in the United States of America about a Jew. You would get fired. But we can call white folks names all day. Black women, you want to look like white girls when you talk about white girls. You talk about white girls saying that their hair smell. They think they too perfect. They talk funny because they talk proper language, English. They talk funny because they don't be like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, bro? You know what I'm saying? Period, poo. You know what I'm saying? Every 5 fucking seconds. They talk with good language, good English, makes them preppy, that's where the word came from, preppy, want to be too good. No black person is saying, give us our own city. Let all black people be together. Because you know why? As much as y'all hate white folks, you love them. You want to look like them. That's why y'all get y'all hair and straighten it. That's why y'all got fucking curling irons to straighten them. That's why y'all got these flat irons to straighten your hair. Because black folks' hair is nappy. It's what it's supposed to be. That's what we are. But you ain't trying to stop it. You want to stop being nappy. You want to stop being black to be white. But y'all hate white folks. You hate them. but you wanna be them. You lighten your skin with all that stupid ass makeup, cause you wanna be them, but you wanna hate them in return. Ain't nobody black alive ever felt slavery. None of us ever felt slavery. I know how that shit feel. Stop crying about slavery. It's over with. It's over. It's done, bruh. Please. Because all we do is make our kids have an excuse for something they don't do in life. Because of slavery. Slavery. We like this because of slavery. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. I'm a black man telling you, I give no fucks about slavery. Black folks could have overruled those white folks and took over. We allow it to happen because they gave us some bullshit ass religion and they made us believe in religion. They said that God said that was one of the things in the book of slavery. It was a teaching that taught a lot of slave masters how to teach a slave. Jim Crow. The book was wrote on how to teach a slave and to be a slave by giving them the word of religion. Because they said if we didn't do those things, that God would take our family away. They use what we use today, religion, to make us be slaves. But we won't put down religion, but we want to say slavery was bad. I'm preaching to the fucking choir. This last story, man, it's the last story of the day. Thank you guys for being here. For the people who've been here all this time, I appreciate you guys for coming. I want you guys to pay attention to a lot of things that I talk about, man. I really, really care about what I'm talking about. I'm really, really passionate. That's why I scream a lot. I just really feel like the world needs to stop and we need to come together. We need to do better as people. And we need to be able to recognize our faults because men have a hard time. We just ask for help. We just ask for love, affection, and we don't get it often. We get people who lie to us. We get people who play with our minds, our emotions, and it's not fucking fair. We deserve love and happiness. We deserve that too. The same way y'all want to fight for y'all's, we are fighting for ours. We are all human beings in one motherfucking world trying to be a nation. Trying to be good for each other. But when y'all hurt us, y'all hurt us. And y'all don't take responsibility for it. You always try to pass it off on something that you're feeling. I felt that way. That's why I did it. I was feeling like you was cheating, so I cheated. It's never my bad. I'm sorry. And that's the fucking problem. Because men, y'all can go to men and men will tell you, it's okay, baby. He was just bad anyway. He didn't love you anyway. And y'all know that y'all eat it up. But he just want to fuck. He don't really care. But at the end of the day, you don't care. Because look how you carry yourself. No class. No respect for yourself. So why would he care? Thank you guys for watching the show. I am the Listen Doctor, aka the Listen Doctor Radio. If you guys would like to check out more of my podcast or my show, please hit the thumbs up, share the broadcast, let people know. And if you're on YouTube, man, hit that thumbs up, share the broadcast, and subscribe to the channel. I bring all kind of new content daily, so pay attention to the content by hitting the bell, and you'll be able to get content from us whenever we drop it. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you, Tracy, who came and showed and gave us a story. And You gave us a lot today, Tracy. If you are in the building still, I want to say thank you again, Tracy. You gave us a story to talk about. For the people that's over here on YouTube, you gave us a story. You guys came and watched the story. I got a new story tomorrow. We're going to be talking about that story. Two more stories tomorrow, so y'all check it out. I think tonight we do got Gamers Night. I'm not mistaken, right? We got Gamers Night or something like that tonight, Cookie. If you're on Bigo, we got Gamers Night. And will we be playing games or playing games inside the building? Tracy, you are welcome to come as well. Come show up, Tracy, and chill with us and vibe. I'm gonna lead this on some warm messages type shit, some good shit. I'm gonna leave y'all on a good message. When you are feeling depressed, it's for anybody. When you are feeling depressed and you are feeling like you have no one in sight to lean on, you have me. You have Jesus and God in Christ. You have your Lord and Savior. And you also have a number you can call. You can call the 1-800 suicide prevention line if you ever feel like suicide. And you can call my number, 504-289-5057. 504-289-5057. 504-289-5057. You can hit me up any time of the day. I will answer it. I answer every call in a week. Doesn't matter what time of the day. If you need someone to talk to about any issue. Got another number. 304 51 304 95 11 Right. Real talk. You guys can call those numbers, man, and we are here for you guys. 304-951-1412. I'm sorry. 304-951-1421. So if you guys would like to call that number as well, you guys can call that number if you need any help. If you're suffering with any depression, anything like that. I've been there before. We are going to Suicide Prevention 3. That is the episode. That episode will have a couple of people involved with it. I'm going to try to have a multi-live show with multiple people because I have people who wanted to come on and give their story on their suicide attempts. I have it in plan. I'm just trying to figure out what day we're going to do it. Right, no judgment over here. Trying to figure out what day we're going to do it. And the day that I do it, I'm going to put it on the platform so you guys can see it. You can go to the website, www.listendoctor.com. That's www.listendoctor.com. You can go there as well. Leave me a message. Leave me an email. Leave me a story. Any story you want me to talk about, you can go to the website, www.listendoctor.com. www.listendoctor.com. You can go there and put anything up there as well. It is the official website for Mob Life as well, where we have nothing but our t-shirts. We have t-shirts, our gear of Mob Life over there as well. We have quotes and everything up there as well. And we got more stuff coming to the website as well in the future. So you can go there, hit me in any part of the day if you cannot get me on my phone. I am the Listen Doctor Radio. Thank you guys for joining the show. For everybody who came through, appreciate you for coming through. For everybody who watches on the replay, please pay attention to the story and know that I do this for a reason. I really love and help people. I really love to help people. And if you think the content was good, man, or if you think something about it, drop a like, drop a comment, drop a gift if you're on Bigo. Thank you guys for coming through. I'm out. Thank you, mommy, for coming through, baby. And Tracy, I appreciate you for